to attack it and win the championship, taking the final Olympics in this victory.
Welcome, Teqball fans, to the European Tour live here in Budapest at the Ritzlevante Sportcsarnok Arena. This is the 6th edition of the European Tour. It started last year in Germany, Italy, before trips to Chelm in Poland, Lisbon, Targu Mareš, Naples, and now here in Budapest, the birthplace and spiritual home of this ever-growing, ever-popular sport that is taking the world by storm. Well, with over 140 national federation, this is the world's fastest growing sport. This is Teqball. This is the European Tour here in Budapest. The world is curved. Strap yourselves in for 5 gripping finals. Today's matches up on your screens at the moment. We're starting with the women's singles final. That followed by the men's singles final. We then move on to the women's doubles final before a special gala match featuring Ronaldinho. It's then the mixed doubles final, and we conclude with the men's doubles final. The world is indeed curved. Strap yourselves in for these gripping finals. We are live here from Budapest. Well, myself, James Zanadakis, bringing you live commentary. Alongside me is my colleague Tim White, who is going to be talking you through the action of the women's singles final. That the route to the final. Over to you, Tim, to describe the action then from this first match live here.
Thanks, James. Should be fantastic. It's a full house here in this arena in the east of the capital city of Hungary. We're in Pest territory, and we are awaiting the final of the women's singles. We'll be introduced to the referee and then to the combatants, and we have Janicsek, number 16 from Hungary, taking on the sole American in finals day action today, Caroline Greco from the United States.
Well, the referee talking you through the action for this first match is Nicolas Georges on your screens there.
Nicolas, a French official, and as befitting, as James was saying, we have officials, we have federations, and we have competitors from all around the world. So up on the stage on the far side, Janicsek already trying to get the crowd going here. The home favourite, the 26-year-old from the Phoenix Academy, hugely popular, but up against a very talented American. Victorious recently in doubles and hoping to make it a success in the singles. It's the women's final from the United States, number 3 seed, Caroline Greco.
And you'll notice Caroline is sporting a new outfit sponsored by California Storm, a second division championship team in the United States. So she's sporting those colours. We saw Natalia Gittler wearing the Flamengo shirts in the previous event in Krakow. So good to see the players representing their home clubs.
Yeah, California girl. The majority of tournaments in the US are played in that state. Huge state, of course. They have also been over to Miami, where she's had some success as well, but playing for Bellatek in California. Greco, 3 years older than her opponent, flawless in qualifying and getting to the final with 2-0 victories in the group stage against the Polish and Hungarian girl. Indeed, quite a tough draw, really, because Sofia Desheny has been doing pretty well lately for Hungary, the youngster. And then Boglaka Nagy was also defeated 2-0, and Christina Ach in the semi-final yesterday, also 2-0. Janicsek did drop a set, but it was an excellent semi-final when she came through 2-1 against the number 1 seed, Anna Izak, whom we saw in the bronze match a little earlier. So, as James was saying, 5 finals to bring you on finals day in Budapest. It's the home of Teqball. It's the world's fastest growing sport, and we should have some sensational action for you today. If you're new to the sport, best of 3 sets. 3 touches allowed, and then you can't go beyond halfway with the last touch to landing on your opponent's half of the table.
This is really a fascinating battle between these two, both achieving so much in the sports already. Caroline Greco with 15 titles to her name so far. But Janicsek is not someone you may be familiar with in the women's singles draw. In terms of how Teqball works, you can compete in 2 of the 3 categories. You can't compete in both men's singles, men's doubles and mixed doubles, or in the case of this, women's singles, mixed doubles and women's doubles. So this is a fairly new sort of venture here for Janicsek, but Tim, she's done very well and has stormed through to the final.
Yeah, that's why she's only seeded 6, I guess, because she is considered one of the best female players on the circuit. They have met 13 times, Janicsek leading 10-3 overall, but for both these players, it's their first singles event of the season, and no doubt warming up for the World Championships coming up in Nuremberg in a couple of months' time. That should be a tremendous event. So we're underway, and the first point goes to the American. Gives herself a little cheer and a couple of claps, and I'm sure that when Janicsek wins her first point, there'll be a huge ovation inside this very partisan arena.
First service.
Just under 2,000 expected to be here for the finals.
Both players bringing coaches with them. Caroline's side is Frank Diaz, her partner in crime in mixed doubles. Lea Vachash sits on the opposite corner.
Greco using the chest, have to use a different body part for successive final touches of the up to 3. You can play it straight back if it's advantageous. Janicsek sets herself, nice close control from both players, chance of a smash, and Greco gets just the angle she needs. Full stretch, Janicsek couldn't get there, and it's the American who takes the second point. Yeah, as James said, Frankie Diaz is with Caroline Greco over in the corner. And he was in action here, won his group in the men's singles, but then lost in the round of 32 to Kosovo's Adrian Uka.
Actually picked up an injury in that match as well, a calf strain he thinks. He's going to have a scan on it, so unfortunately he did have to bow out through injury.
Chance for 3-0 here, goes for the delicate smash you might call it, but Janicsek is equal to it, heads it back into play, deep on the table. Didn't cause a problem with the bounce, attempted sniper from the American. Hungarian just, oh, she has gone over halfway, thought she just kept it. Now she can appeal, there is one chance to appeal to VAR, but it's very unlikely she'll do it so early in the match.
So just to explain to you, for those of you tuning in new to the sports, you'll see the nets, which is of course the clear perspex screen through the middle of the court. If you cross that line when you return, then you lose the point. It's called an illegal return. 3 orange lines on the arena surface, as you can see, one right down the middle. That's the point you cannot go past for your third touch. You can, indeed, in doubles, it's quite a regular tactic to go beyond into enemy territory, then head it back, but the final touch must be before the halfway line. The other 2 lines are the service lines. You can see that Janicsek was well behind then. Greco had to be careful, just all right with that attempted smash with the left foot. Now the Californian attempted cross, but the angle is well covered by the Hungarian. Janicsek putting the American under pressure. Great close control, nice header too. Keeps Janicsek deep, and still she can't get the winning touch. Little dink over the net, not quite a harvester, which is one that leaves the opponent stranded. Chance of a smash now, stays just the right side of the halfway line. What a rally, this is so early. And the 4th point goes to the American. It's a clean sweep of the opening set of 4 serves. And my word, Caroline Greco, the 29-year-old from California, has come out here supercharged. Yeah, she really has. This is a proper title baton here between these 2 stars of the sport, but Greco obviously taking all 4 of Janicek's serves. This is concerning for the Hungarian at the start of this match. She really needs to wake up and get herself back into this match.
Little spin being put on the ball for the headed serve. The serves of some of the men really are a massive advantage, less so in the women's game. But
that is the kind of response you would have hoped for Janicsek, who takes Greco's first serve. Can she now build a bit of momentum from here?
Just caught the far end of the table. If it's an edge, they have to replay the point at any point during the rally. Can't be decided by an edge ball. If it hits the side of the table, then it's a fault, and the point goes to your opponent.
First service.
So 5-1. First to 12. Don't need a 2-point advantage unless it is the final set of the 3. Greco in a fair amount of control, but things can change very quickly with momentum. Janicsek stabs it over, little toe poke, and that's gone too far, but it's...
She got away with that because you don't have to hit the ball 3 times. You have up to 3 hits, but you can hit it back on the first attempt in singles, unlike in doubles where both players have to touch the ball. So Greco got away with that.
So they replay the point. It's still 5-1. Janicsek didn't have the angle for the smash, but good spin. Just a little back spin on that. And Greco couldn't get there, and listen to the ovation inside this sports arena in Budapest for the Hungarian player. 5-2. First service. Potentially 3 sets. 2021 world bronze medalist from the United States serving. Deep one with the knee that can bounce up awkwardly sometimes, but still regulation to deal with for Janicsek, and an error from the American. First real disappointing point that Caroline Greco has played, I think, and a gift for Janicsek.
Well, she came storming out the blocks in those opening 4 points, but Janicsek has settled, starting to use the crowd to her advantage as well. Found her rhythm, taking a few points back on the Greco serve. Lea Vashash in the coach's corner with a few thoughts there after these opening 8 points.
Yeah, it'll be important that she gets at least 2-2 on these 4 of her own serves. Janicsek has a chance to win the first point here, and a brilliant yarn. She loved that one. Look at the reaction. Fist bumping. Lea Vashash at the front of your screen there, clapping the encouragement. They make a good pairing as well. Saw them in action together in the bronze match. Surprise, really, they didn't make the final of the women's doubles, which we'll see later. First serve. The arrears narrowed to 1. Greco bouncing on the spot, awaiting this.
And you'll see the technique there from that camera angle. The serve hit with the top of the toe to try and direct it down onto the table.
The second serve more cautious, getting a lot of bounce, trying to force back the opponent, and then hopefully, although she missed it, a chance to set up for a smash on the third touch, if you like, of the rally.
Real opportunity there for Janicsek. First service. She'll be disappointed with that one, but she's done incredibly well to play her way back into this. Very tight.
Though, if she goes 3 down at this point with 1 serve to come, won't be advantageous for her, obviously, but she has a chance to finish this. This time, Greco keeps it alive. Great control. Just into chest early as well. Didn't catch Janicsek out. A little attempt at a sniper header. Not much aggression. Now a chance of a real sniper header. Janicsek under pressure. Keeps it alive. There's an appeal, I thought, there by Greco, but the rally continues, and she's still looking. She wants a VAR check straight away. We're going to the video monitor, James, but she was distracted during that rally, and she was very confident of her appeal. Yeah,
that was one of the most confident VAR appeals I've seen. No shadow of doubt in the mind of Carol Greco. Straight away indicates she wants to see the video assistant replay. This will be our only time she can do this if it is not overturned. Here we go then. The referees are discussing what they think is going to happen. We're going to see the live pictures here.
Player challenge. They are up on the big screen as well. They think it's over halfway.
That is close.
Wow.
She's got away with it as far as I'm concerned at that point.
Yeah.
It's worth a challenge, you feel, but I mean...
I don't think any part of her foot is over the line.
No.
I think she's fine. Greco will be very disappointed.
And that's why we have VAR in this sport, because those margins are fine. But the point does remain the way of Janicsek. 5-6 the score, and this is as tight as we hoped it would be.
Yeah, this could easily go the distance to 3 sets deep in the third set as well. So Greco will not have an appeal for the rest of this match in regulation. The only times you can appeal is at set point or match point when you have a free challenge available. Janicsek plays a little dink over, trying to catch out Greco, but she'd moved in and anticipated it well. Janicsek on the back foot. How's she going to get this one back from there? The answer is she can't.
You know what? The accuracy you feel would have been there, but she just ran into the advertising boards at the side, tried to use her knee to scoop it back over. Unlucky that from Janicsek. It's clever play. The advantage still with Greco, though, Tim.
Yeah, it was shared, those 4 serves 2-2. So Greco with the serve, but as we said, not too much an advantage. She serves very deep from way behind the line to get extra bounce. Janicsek is forced to defend as well from deep. Now Greco comes in, but she's over halfway later.
Yeah, that's an illegal attack, no doubt about that. No need for VAR when it's that clear and cut right in front of the referee as well.
Crowd getting into this one now. I suspect a lot of them are watching here for the first time in their lives. There's been a lot of buzz around, not just Teqball, not just Budapest, but all over Hungary. The pictures of Ronaldinho being met at the airport, and the superstar is back in town. Janicsek, the sniper, covered by Greco, uses the acute angle. Janicsek there again, the Hungarian going for the kill now. Didn't use all the force, wasn't quite confident enough. The chest this time from Greco. Different part of the body has to be used. Good early return from the Hungarian, but Greco might take advantage yet. Now going for the smash. Hits the edge or the side. Edge ball gets away with it.
Well,
side should have lost the point. Edge
you
ball
can
replay.
see the frustration there with Janicsek. She felt she had an opportunity there, but it is an edge ball. She doesn't lose the point. And as you mentioned there, Tim, really good anticipation with the early response from the head, just using the one touch that required at that particular moment.
You can't do that in doubles where both players have to touch the ball, but in singles it's a very good tactic suddenly to catch your opponent out if they're quite deep especially. So Greco, second serve, will put in a bouncy spinning one if she can. Doesn't really catch Janicsek out, and she's set up for the smash. Great defending, super close control. It's so difficult to do that. You tried at home. Now the header, short, gives Greco a chance to attack. She'll go for the sniper, not very well directed, didn't have too many options. That's well directed. That's brilliantly defended from the California girl. Off the shoulder this time. Headed back in two. Greco setting herself up for the smash. Good control from Janicsek to keep herself in it. Is she over halfway? She is. Illegal attack. Point to the American. The crowd didn't quite realise at first. 8-6 for Caroline Greco.
Wow, what a rally. Janicsek and Greco absolutely slugging it to each other. And in the end, Janicsek with the illegal attack. It wasn't far off, was it, as you can see from the replay there, but excellent point. Probably the best of the match so far.
We've had a few good ones to choose from as well, haven't we? That's a good serve as well. Kept low, difficult one, skidding off the curved table. The future is curved, the world is curved, and it's curving back in the direction of Janicsek as she takes point number 15 of the first of the 5 finals today in the Teqball European Tour in the capital of Hungary. This is Budapest.
Really interesting match this now between these two players as they battle for authority in this opening set. You feel the opening set could be quite crucial here.
Obviously a huge advantage, difficult to come from behind. She's managed, luckily, to stay in the rally there, Janicsek, but she's on the back foot here. And a mistake from Greco. They have to repeat the point, but she ought to have been winning that one and maintaining a 2-point advantage.
Just to point out the VAR rules as well, I know we've spoken about them a little bit already, but each player only allowed 1 challenge. Janicsek hasn't used hers yet. Greco has. She will not be able to challenge again this match.
Unless it's at set point or match point.
That's true, unless it's, of course, at match point or set point, but she will not be allowed to challenge in free play. Well, pictures are frozen at the moment.
Yeah, we're not sure our monitor's frozen, but we'll talk you through the action in case that you're not seeing the pictures, for which we apologise. Greco with the header and then a little chip over with a bit of back slice from the foot from Janicsek, who keeps the rally alive now. 4 touches either side of the net so far for both women. Greco heading, putting pressure on. This is an awkward one with a back flip, isn't successful. And Greco takes the point and leads by 9-7.
Change of service.
This crucial moments in this opening set. We're potentially just a few points away from it going the way of the Californian.
So the 4 serves now from the Hungarian. She's trailing 7-9, and the last 2 lots of serves have both been split 2-2. That'd be almost good enough for Greco, 3 points away from the opening set. Caroline moving in now, little low header, catches her opponent by surprise. Janicek's first touch, couldn't keep it under control. It looked innocuous when she went for the header, not much power on it, but the mistake from the Hungarian leaves her staring down the barrel. 2 points for the opening set for Caroline Greco, and 3 points behind. It's 7-10. We have pictures back now, thank you.
Well, we saw Janicsek come back into the set early on, but this is a different challenge, a different proposition now against Greco at this point of the set. Extra pressure. She misses her first serve. It comes now to a second serve. Oh,
edge ball.
That was edge ball. It was close to being side ball, but Greco got away from losing the point.
She's won just 2 points on serve in this match so far. And it's a real problem for Janicsek here. Lost the opening 4 and struggled to get back to parity. In fact, hasn't done so yet in the match.
Out.
And now a second serve for Greco to really attack. She'll get more bounce from deeper here. Doesn't use the whole of the distance available. Forces Greco back, but the first touch is easy to control. Then sets up the attacking opportunity. Now a little knee over there. Oh, brilliant from Greco. Took it early, took her by surprise. No way back for Janicsek in that point. And now she faces 4 set points for Caroline Greco.
Worth noting as well, you can't make contact with the table there. That really was incredible accuracy from Greco there. Set point.
Out.
More aggression from Janicsek, gambling, throwing everything at it to try and stay in the set. She knows she needs a minor miracle, but we have seen worse positions retrieved in this sport before. Things can change incredibly quickly. Some amazing comebacks this season in some events. Greco trying to set herself up for the winner here. Little cautious header, not quite a harvester, but that's a good hit from Janicsek, and again, super defending from Caroline Greco off the chest this time. This time has to be ahead, can't go with the foot again there, Janicsek. Greco tries to use the angles. Janicsek keeps it alive, 1, 2, 3 with the chest. Now she'll set herself up for the chance to head the winner. Can't take the set just yet. Janicsek is being stubborn here. This time she sets herself up, but misses the swing to win the set.
Wow.
Point save.
That was so close, wasn't it? A really intense rally.
Should have made it, really.
Should have done. The opportunity was there, but there's still another 3 to go on the Janicsek serve.
Still people flooding into this arena. I thought we were full already, which is excellent.
You can always squeeze in a few more.
Still set point, 8-11. Second serve again. Janicsek struggling with that good first set, and the crowd a little becalmed here because of the form of the 29-year-old from California. Second serve, again bouncy, lays up, chance for the hit, and it's going to be good enough. The first set goes to Caroline Greco by 12 points to 8. She did enough. She mixed caution and aggression. And Janicsek a little subdued there, I have to say, James. And for Caroline Greco, a deserved first set, 12-8.
Well, that set really was a story of 3 key parts. The opening part of that set where Greco came flying out the blocks, Janicsek managing to get her way back into it. The middle section of that set was pretty close between the 2 players, it has to be said. But Greco managing to find the extra concentration, as you said there, Tim, in order to secure the sets. 12-8 in the end, finishing the set strong. And we've got a battle on our hands here because Janicsek is a very accomplished player, not necessarily famous for her singles. She's very good in doubles, very good in mixed doubles with her partner, Sheva Banyik, who we'll be having live coverage of here in a few moments' time after this match in the men's singles. But those are your statistics for that opening set.
One other statistic I can give you, James, this is crucial, is, she has lost 9 out of the 12 points on serve, Janicsek. She just isn't nailing that first serve.
To be honest with you, both players have definitely got a lot of momentum to make up on those first serves.
Beautiful day in Budapest.
So we go straight into the second set, Tim, and it's really important for Janicsek to start this second set stronger than she did the first.
Yeah, 4 point between the 2 players in that first set, 12-8, and of course it was 4-0 after the first set of 4 serves when Janicsek was whitewashed on serve. Greco will hope to at least take 2 of these 4. Serving is not the strongest point for either player on the women's game. Going to run out of... Oh, surely not from there. You're kidding me. Oh. Very near. Janicsek was confident. She saw the angle. She was celebrating before, but...
I wonder if that did actually bounce off the advertising board, but...
Are you not allowed an assist?
No. As soon as it makes contact with the roof or the side, the point is as good as over.
So Janicsek takes the first point. Contrast to the first. Can she do to Greco what the American did to her? Again, Greco not going full-blooded for the smash, which was an option. Little side-footed volley back from the Hungarian as well. Janicsek again, this time with the chest, just goes over, a little short. Greco can attack, but cautious this time. Little stab, beautiful. Janicsek read the game well. Her opponent was on the wrong side of the table, couldn't get round to cover the ground. 2 points to love.
Yeah, the crowd responding nicely there as well, really getting behind the Hungarian Janicsek. Clever again, finding the angles, and this is a much better start to the second set.
Janicsek, 2021 mixed doubles world champion, as James said earlier. Has lost her last 2 finals, though, in Naples and Krakow. Doesn't want a hat-trick of that sort. Going for the kill on point number 3. Brilliant defending from Greco. Chest to keep the rally alive. Early header back, decent sniper as well. All over the place, Greco, but great territorial work to stay in it. But the finish is brilliant from Janet Janicsek. Brilliant defence, but wow, that was some special point for
And you
Janicsek.
saw her reaction again, really feeding off the atmosphere in the crowd in here. The packed house in the Riz Levante Sports Sharnak Arena. Janicsek absolutely loving it. And this is really looking like it's going to be a battle. Janicsek off to a great start in this second set.
Greco in danger here of seeing the exact opposite of the first set when she took all the first 4 points against the serve. Janicsek setting herself up too much on that, maybe. Illegal attack, yep, over the halfway line when she touched that ball.
Actually, since those opening 4 points, it's been pretty level between these two players. Janicsek playing her way back into it. There you can see just how close that illegal attack was. Janicsek still has her free VAR check, should she require it, away from set or match points.
This is a crucial set of 4. She will know she's won just 3 points out of 12 on serve. Again, good defending. Angle was judged perfectly from Caroline Greco. Janicsek with a sniper. Greco dealt with it easily. 1 knee, 2-0, 3 knees, and back into play. Janicsek with a smash. Greco a bit out of position. That's why she struggled first touch. Brilliant recovery from Caroline Greco. In comes the young Hungarian player, but misses the header. She can't believe it, and Greco is led off. It's another point on serve that goes astray. The American's husband there, Frankie, happy with the outcome of that one. 3-2.
Janicsek really let off Greco there. Greco knows that she's got away with one.
But great defending again. Twice she looked to be really struggling. Janicek's problems on serve continue. 3 points won, 10 points lost on her serve. Can she change that tide? Going in for the kill now. Oh, she suckered her opponent. All she had to do was find the table with a soft touch, but it didn't even touch the edge.
Yeah, it's a similar story to the previous point. Janicsek out wide, tries to shorten the ball with a harvester, but unable to do so, and has handed 3 points really back to the American, who will take them gratefully. And again, it's another mistake from the same position from Janicsek.
I think she's nervous on the serve, even going in for the kill. That's now 12 points out of 15 lost on serve.
That's a very, very interesting stat.
Greco goes in for the overhead, almost bicycle kick style. Didn't win the point with that one. Now has to go with a different part of the body. Header is decent. Janicsek sets it up well, but again she's missed. She can't believe it. I don't think I've ever seen Janet Janicsek miss 4 in a row.
Yeah, it's now really just becoming a case of she needs to go back to basics, needs to attack the ball a little bit less. It's all coming from the same place as well. It's on a stronger foot, on the right foot, outside, out wide. 4 mistakes in a row now, and that has gifted Greco a 2-point lead, and she really needs to fix this quick.
More confident against the American serve, but this time takes the edge. Wasn't sure whether that hit the net or the edge, but
edge ball called.
Will be a replay of the point. It'll stay 5-3.
So for those of you just tuning in and new to the sport, if the ball does hit the edge of the table, the point is repeated. If it hits the side of the table away from the playing surface, then you lose the point.
Better serve from Greco. It was nice and low. She's kept alive in this point. Janicsek done well. Greco trying to set herself up for the aggressive move, but Janicsek found that pretty easy. She almost lost control of it there, and indeed she's, well, it's been called as a side ball. She will lose the point for that, as James was saying. It's not an edge ball. Things are getting desperate for her, so she's called the 1-minute timeout. Each player is allowed to do that once in the match.
Leah Vashash, coach for this match, teammate in doubles, has called her over to try and talk some sense into it, because, well, of the two coaches, Frankie Diaz, Caroline Greco's husband, and mixed doubles partner will be the happier. Some intense conversations going in there. Leah Vashash feels like she's identified a problem and is just trying to explain to her teammate what she needs to do. She's taking on fluids. It was a really good time to call a timeout, actually. I think Janicsek really needs to reassess her game plan a little bit here. It was starting so well in that second set, but now she has all the work to do. She's down 6-3 in the set down. Greco is on a storm.
I hope that Leah has been telling her that you've got the beating of her, because you've proven it. You've won the big points, but cut out the mistakes and you're home and dry. She would be ahead. She's made so many mistakes. Just take out those 4 that she made on her serve. If she'd have won those, look at the scoreline. She'd have been leading 7-2, or even if she'd have won 3 of those 4, she'd be 6-3 ahead. As it is, she's 6-3 adrift.
So Greco getting us back underway here.
Net.
Not a good serve. The net is a fold even if it touches the net and goes into play, unlike in tennis. mixture of various sports, but there is certainly a uniqueness about Teqball. Not comes in with the left foot, which she might have tried, went around out of position to use the head, Greco, and therefore she's really forced so far back. Couldn't use the head from there again, remember, that was brilliant. She's still second favourite in this rally. Now she might have a chance, she attacks, force Janicsek out wide. Great first and second touch. She too has to use one of the upper parts of the body. In for the header, tries for the sniper kill. Janicsek kept alive, good header from deep. Great rally again, top Teqball here. Greco in for the kill. Again, it's kept alive, little near the net, but it's brilliant angles. Janicsek wins the big points again. 6-4.
Well, Greco applauds her opponent there. I think probably they both deserve the round of applause. And what I liked during that rally is one particularly tough point to get back. Greco celebrated mid-point. It was when she chested it back into play right from the back of the arena. And fair play, that was just brilliant Teqball from both players. An important point for Janicsek to win that. That ends the run of 5 consecutive points from Greco.
The worry for the Hungarians inside this arena will be how she will respond on her serve in 2 points' time. First of all, she needs to win these two to get level. Has a chance. Oh, just got the edge of the table. Not exactly the edge.
Too many touches.
Oh, too many touches. I wonder if she was distracted, thinking that ball was just going to go long, and when it just bounced near the edge, she was a little bit put off, and that timeout has worked in Janicek's favour. Taken at 6-3, and now we're at 6-5. Last of her set of 4 serves. Janicsek in, another good deep header. Just catching the down curve of the table, in for the kill now, but missed it. She's done it again, and how many times today has she missed what should be a regulation smash?
It has cost her dearly in this second set, especially. Janicsek out wide has made some mistakes, but she is very much back in this set, and this just shows the importance of a well-placed timeout.
These 4 points will decide the match, I will say, because she won just 3 points on her serve all match so far. Greco looking to take advantage again. Janicek's made too many mistakes. She could just do it one big hit now, but it's another mistake.
Point to play on blue.
Another mistake,
Wrong
same
side.
position, and you know, you start to analyse the way that Caroline Greco is returning this serve, because she's doing, you know, it's not all based on Janicek's serve being, you know, less effective. Greco's done her research, and watch now what Greco does in response to the Janicsek serve. She sets herself up nicely. It's a fault, so we'll wait now for the second serve, and again a greater opportunity for the American to attack the serve. Just watch what she does.
Greco has won 14 points out of 17 against serve, and the pressure is just getting here. They call that a captain's fault when you make a double fault. Another point nearer, not just a set, but victory. They won the first set, 12-8. Caroline Greco from California, USA. Janicsek with a real fierce drive, trying to stay in it.
That was frustration coming through there, wasn't it? Yeah. She knows it's slipping away now.
Greco, ultra confidence now. Smashes it into the table early. Didn't quite get the height that would have won the point. Good skills. Greco in again with a sniper header. Again, Janicsek, good defending, goes in with the killer cell. Brilliant touch to keep her alive, so difficult. Now she can chest it back into play, she does. Super rally again, little harvester header. What a staggering piece of play from Caroline Greco. Magnificent reactions, and she moves near the match. Now, Greco's saying that I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't touch the table, I got it.
Oh, was there a second bounce there? That's worth a challenge. Janicsek still has her challenge from earlier. It looked to me like a double bounce, and she's not challenged it. I mean, maybe now we'll go to VAR. Timeout's been called, but if you saw in the slow motion replay, it did look like a little nick on the back end of the table. I'm not sure why Janicsek hasn't challenged that.
Well, she's just questioning, and you can probably, here you see now the 2 referees are coming across to discuss whether it hit the American and then went onto the table and bounced up, or
I think it was
legal.
2 bounces on the table. I think it was a double bounce, which would have been point to Janicsek, and that would have been 9-6 rather than 10-5. I just can't believe that wouldn't have been worth a challenge at the very least. I mean, 1 more point, and she can challenge anyway, because it's match point.
2 bounces.
You see the red point.
Well, listen to what the referee's saying. It's been awarded to...
it is a legal attack. Janicsek can't believe it. Shake of the head from the American, and as James says, it is 9-6. And no VAR even requested that. So, rare point on serve for the Hungarian. Did well there. Looked like she might be losing control of the ball. Greco mustn't be distracted by that. A little bit of misfortune, has to be said. Very deep. Wasn't caught too far out though, but she makes a mistake, and she's made so few mistakes today, Caroline Greco. Is that going to be the turning point of the match? We said that this set of 4 serves was going to be crucial. She was gifted 1 point that she looked like she might have lost, and now she's got another point and stays in it. Shared those serves 2-2, 9-7.
Imagine if Janicsek wins it from here now. That will be the point that you will refer back to as Greco looks to try to consolidate a little bit here. Janicek's playing a different match now, and it seems to suit her. That's an illegal
She's over
attack.
halfway. Things just starting to turn against Greco. We talked about momentum. Scoreboard pressure now. Listen to the atmosphere inside this arena in East Budapest, the birthplace of Teqball, the spiritual home of the world's fastest growing sport. The world is curved.
Out.
Missing first serves as well now, uncharacteristically.
Second service.
9-8. Greco took the first set. Janicsek still with a lot of work to do here. Makes good angles. Brilliant touches again from the American. The header back into play defensively. Janicsek in for the sniper header kill. Not quite enough power to catch the American off. Tried to just dink one short over the net. The Harvester didn't win the point. Now Greco has to use another part of the body. Couldn't use the foot. Went for the head. Header back after just 2 from Janicsek. Greco setting herself up for a big swing. Janicsek was there, sussed the angles brilliantly, gets a very lucky bounce off the net. Brilliant reactions too from the American. Janicsek in for the kill, and no way for Greco to get that one. The tide has turned in Budapest. The luck is going away of Janicsek, and she's back level 9-9 for the first time since 3-3.
I must say that was one of the best Teqball rallies I've ever seen. That was just incredible control from both players. In the end, the smash out wide from Janicsek, who has really fixed something in her game that has enabled her now to stop making those mistakes. In doing so, she's drawn herself level. Don't forget the scoreboard read 10-5 at one point. It went back to 9-6 after the referees had a decision, awarded the point to Janicsek. Janicek's taken the momentum, and now somehow has levelled this tie. Dramatic stuff.
Well, timeout has been called previously. It was a technical timeout for the referees to decide whether that was an illegal point or not, which it was deemed so, that reversed the point to the American, as James was saying. Could have been 10-5, was indeed for a while on the scoreboard. And as the clock ticks down, 10 seconds of the timeout left, and Frankie and his wife discussing tactics here. Scoreboard pressure, huge pressure. One of the biggest crowds that they've played in front of, and they're not all here just to see Ronaldinho. They're loving this one. Home support for the home player, who's trying to make the Lazarus-like comeback from the Phoenix club.
A run of 4 straight points for Janicsek. Can she make it 5?
Greco losing control, can't get there. She does. She moves ahead for the first time since the 5th point of this match.
Janicsek again, that's the first time we've seen her using the crowd again since the opening stages of this set. She went 3-0 up and then just made that string of mistakes, but she's really focused in now, honed in, and Janicsek for me is the favourite to take the set from this point.
Well, if Greco can get this point and go level, there's still question marks about Janicek's serve. Janicsek loving to attack. Oh, and the attempt was right from Greco, but she didn't get over the top of the ball enough. And so, 2 set points from somewhere, from nowhere. Can she finally put the serving demons to bed and send us into a deciding set? 11-9 on serve.
Incredible drama in this women's singles final, but she does have to serve this out. And as you rightly say, Tim, it's been a real struggle in her game.
Hasn't won a set of 4 at all in the match, even 2-2 on the last one. Greco has to try and remember that. Janicsek has a chance to gamble a little with a 2-point cushion, remember. Greco, that's good, just kept so low, skimmed off the table. Greco will have another go, but with a head this time. And again, brilliant. Janicsek struggling here on the back foot. Brilliant to keep it alive, but still the chance for the American to save one of these set points. But Janicsek in now on the aggressive front. Chest defensively, oh, it's edge, is it? Not side, edge ball. She stays in it. Talk about small margins. 2 centimetres lower, it would have been the side, it would have been the set gone. Maybe 2 centimetres the other way, should have won the point.
What I love about watching these two is just how vocal and visual they are. Every single point you can live and breathe it through their reactions. And Janicsek now with another chance on serve to take this to a decider.
It's heating up, literally too. It's really hot now inside this arena. Greco, Janicsek, still 2 set points to send us into a decider. The Americans make the mistake, hits it into the net with the head, and it is 1-1 in the women's singles final, the European Teqball Tour in Budapest.
Take your mind back to that 1 point at 9-5. Janicsek didn't challenge. The referees overturned what turned out to be a very crucial point. It would have been 10-6 to Greco, and you feel from that point almost definitely she would have gone on to run. She's just looking at her foot at the moment. I hope she's not picked up a knock at all. I think she's okay. Deep in conversation with Frankie Diaz. And let's take a look then at the set statistics. And first serves in 67% across the board. Second serves won by Carol Greco, 0 in that second set. But you can see Janicsek really up to her game, especially on her second serve. Just one double fault, a couple of winners, a few unforced errors shared across the board. But we're going the distance in this women's singles final. It's everything we would hoped it would be. It's 1 set all.
It didn't look like it did it at 10-5, as you said, but
No.
it wasn't 10-5 for long. It looked like we were going to get an unexpectedly one-sided final. Both these two have been more double specialists of late. You got a glimpse of the beautiful Danube, and you might have just got a glimpse there on your screen of Leah Vashash and Janet Janicsek giving a big hug to each other before this final set. This, you do need a 2-point margin of victory, so if we get to 11-all, it will be 2 points needed, not 12-11 in the deciding set. Remember, Janicsek has lost her last 2 finals in Naples and in Krakow. Twice a champion in singles events in the Challenger Cups.
Well, it reminds me of the 2018 World Championships final between, well, it was Serbia and Hungary. It went down to right to the wire. It was decided by that 2-point final set decision. That was a classic memory in the history of this sport. World Championships have been running every year, bar COVID year in 2020, since 2017.
In Naples, the American got the better with her partner, Margie Osmondson, against Janicsek. Janicsek hoping to turn the tables, get her first win in 3 finals, but going over the halfway line, the first point of the deciding set goes to the American, and whoever has won the first point in the set ended up winning the set, indeed they have.
Well, I tell you what, there is going to be one very disappointed athlete after this final, because they both played so well. Much respect to Janicsek for turning that second set around. She seemed down and out of it, but really, really strong play. And that looked like it might have skimmed the arm, but Greco has no challenges left, so she continues with the point.
Has to rely on the referees for the decision. Nothing was forthcoming. Delicate, beautiful little slice onto the table, and it's too good for Greco. Was always chasing it a little there.
She's just run out of space, and in doing so, it wasn't worth even taking the third point because she'd already crossed the invisible line.
So 1-1 deciding set. Janicsek has yet to win a 4-serve set of points on her own serve. 2-2 twice in the previous set after a bit of a disaster in the first set. Greco, real depth, so difficult to judge when it bounces so late on the table. Greco in again, this time the low header, low trajectory again. Not much time to react for the Hungarian, and she makes the mistake. Vashash trying to clap her encouragement, but it's the American clapping, taking the point. More pressure on the Janicsek serve.
Very cagey opening stages of this deciding set, as you'd expect. Gold medal here in the European Teqball Tour Budapest is on the line.
The last set was the first this week in Budapest that Greco has lost in this singles event. Setting herself up here and losing control a little bit. It's a long distance attempt at a smash. In with the header. Oh, it's too long. Doesn't touch the table from Janicsek, and again, she loses her serve. 3-1, not as bad as 4-0 in the first set, but the early pressure is again on her, and the early questions and lack of confidence on her own serve are evident.
Well, Janicsek managed to stamp out those unforced errors somewhat in that second set. Oh, they're going to start to creep back in now. She's being a little bit more cautious out wide, as you can see there, opting to put spin on the ball rather than power, and that's worked for her. So maybe she has learned from those mistakes and has found a way to stop them.
Greco just a little too deep, just stretching a little too much. Watch her here, run in, try and get added momentum with that header. It's a good one. Again, the trajectory low, but Janicsek has found the table, and that is a super unreturnable smash. She takes the point, and again, serves, proving difficult to win points on. 3-3. Well, overall, 24 points to 23 in this final. It's all square in the final set, 3-3. Caroline Greco from California, USA, and just takes the edge, almost an ace.
First service.
So they replay the point and replay the first serve. This one not as deep. Greco, a quick step back. Janicsek alert to it, kept it alive, struggling to get anything on that.
It's unlucky from Janicsek, and that gives you a good example of why, to be a really good Teqball player, you need to be efficient with both feet. Janicsek is one of those players.
It was the quick return, it just catches you.
Yeah.
You need an extra step to balance yourself.
Well, it was actually on her stronger foot that she ended up missing a shot there, but...
Greco, the round leg serve, getting a bit of power, but not as much as power as there would have been on that, but it didn't touch the table, and the points just slipping away here again, as they did in the first set, with unforced errors. The first set and a half belonged to the American.
First service.
Can Janicsek get out of this little hole? A huge 4 points here, considering the trouble she's had on serve in the entire match. Greco setting herself up, knowing it wasn't going to be the smash. Janicsek moved in, and it's an edge, not a side ball. Budapest has been a fantastic host for us this week. Had the group stages over a couple of days, had a all action-packed knockout stage yesterday with 6 tables in this very arena. Hope she's all right.
She's fine. She slid along the floor. That was actually a pretty impressive bail. She's pointed to the floor as if possibly there is...
Get a cloth, weren't they?
Yeah, something slippy on the floor. It actually wasn't intentional. Anyway, she fell very well. You can fall with style, and that is certainly what Greco did there, is the athletes go to speak to their coaches and make the most of this little moment here, whilst the referee...
Hold up the cards, 9.8 for the dive. We are right next to the arena here. I think we might be blocking a few spectators' views, so apologies for that. Up on a little podium to see the best of the action and describe it to you here. For this sport, this new sport, this growing sport, be making its debut in a multi-sport event at the European Games in just 9 months' time, a little less than that, at Krakow European Games 2023. That's the future. This is the here. This is the now. This is Budapest European Teqball Tour Women's Singles Final. Janicsek being desperate on serve throughout this final, serving at 4-5. Can't find the first serve. Well, it's a question of not just who's the better player, but who can keep their nerve when it gets tight. Second serve, Janicsek found her form as Greco made uncharacteristic mistakes. Who's going to cut out the mistakes in this deciding set will probably win. Did that touch the table? It did. Greco was asking if it was a second bounce, and this time the referees intervened without...
This is the absolute tightest of matches, and the utmost respect shown between the two athletes at the 10-point mark. They switched sides. Janicsek to serve.
Still got 2 serves remaining, 1-1 and lost 1. Can she get 2 to win the serve for the first time in the match? It's astonishing statistics.
Second service.
Won 3 out of 12 in the first set on serve. Was a little better in the second set. Greco, sniper header. Oh, first touch took it away from her. She's got a lot to do here. What a back heel that attempt would have been, but it's wide, and the margin grows to 3, and it's another set of 4 she hasn't won. 1 point left in this set of 4 on serve.
Janicsek had to get creative there, and that was probably the hardest shot she could have played. The back heel going wide, but yeah, Janiszek's struggles on the serves are still apparent. 24 unforced errors. That has been the story of this final for her. She's managed to find her way back into the match, but now has to dig deep once again. as she looks down the barrel of the gun, potentially facing yet more set points if this doesn't go away.
Oh, quick return, excellent from Janicsek. She knew what to do there. She was alert, didn't need to put anything on the ball, just tap it over there because the American was round the other side of the table here, so out of position. The quick return, no way that even the long legs of Caroline Greco could control that one. So she escapes with 2-2 on serve, and now she has to take the American serve apart here. Greco serving 7-5. A little harvester was a good one from Janicsek. Puts her kind of on top territorially, but Greco's turning it around here. Even rally now. In for the kill. Janicsek plays it short, and it's good. Fainted to do the smash. Greco was so deep, and that is a tactic she's increasingly using. And Greco has been caught out more than once. As you look at the replay there, didn't even appear in the frame until the ball was nearly on the ground.
Greco was just 3 points away from victory in the previous set. What must be going through this American's head right now? Once again, she works a lead, and once again, Janicsek finds a way back as the smash out wide comes in.
Brilliant defence, as we've seen repeatedly. Janicsek would have won that point against almost anyone, but Greco isn't almost anyone, but she can't get the knee on the table, and we are level again. Well, we told you this would go the distance. Thankfully, we've been proved right. It's a classic to start the gold session in Budapest.
Yeah, this is unreal. Absolutely incredible match. How, after nearly 40 to 50 minutes of play, we're still level is beyond me.
They look really fresh still, those two as well. They've put everything into this. Oh, it's such an oft-used saying in sport, but it's a pity there has to be a loser. There'll be a gold, there'll be a silver. Who will get which?
Yeah, one of these athletes will be delighted. One is going to be very disappointed having come so close.
Super defence, such distance to make. Janicsek still on top, goes to the little sniper header. Now Greco. Good defence from the Hungarian this time. Has to use the chest. Remember, a different body part for the third touch from the previous one. Good header. Excellent close control from Janicsek, but then she just couldn't turn it around, and Greco stays ahead. Hasn't yet been behind in this final set.
Well, just about to say, still, Janicsek hasn't managed to find a way into the lead in this deciding set. I don't think she has at all in this match. She was 3 points ahead in the previous set, but there was still a set down, of course. She's been up against it this whole match. It's exhausting having to keep coming back like this.
We talk about the athleticism, and track and field athletes talk about timing their runs perfectly to take the lead when it matters. Can Janicsek do that? Brilliant smash. Too good for Caroline Greco. She's back level again. Set into the second set. Those four on serve would decide the set. Now, these four for Janicsek, I think, will decide the match. She has to take at least two. It's 8-all.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Still, we're on level points. Janicsek just keeps finding answers.
If it's another 0-4, it's game over. She can't afford that. Second serve, the high bounce, setting her opponent deep. Not a great first touch from Greco. She's struggling. Did she get the side or the edge? It's the side.
Yeah, it's a side ball that. Bear in mind, Janicsek still has the challenge. She's held on to that all match and now moves the closest she's come to winning the match. Of course, this is the first time she's been ahead in the match. So will she now take the advantage?
Talked about the timing of the run and what a run it has been. If it was a marathon, I think she'd have done 30 miles, let alone 26. She's got around the houses. Here she is going in for the kill over halfway. That'll be a fault, and that'll be level the scores again, 9-9. Well, we said she needed at least 2 points. She took the first of the set of 4 serves. And Greco take the next 2 to stand on the verge of the women's singles title in Budapest. Well, that won't help the edginess with the serve now.
Second service.
Not as much height or distance on that one. Greco has a chance to kill here. Good positioning from the Hungarians, struggling a little, resorts to the head as a defensive option. Greco moving in for a closer sniper header. Didn't go over halfway. Chest back, nervous now. Not as much aggression shown by the Hungarian. She's just staying in the rally, repelling everything the American could throw at her. Here comes the California again. Still she can't win the point. A little harvester over the net wins the point. It's brilliant. It's not the big smash to get them off their seats. It's the delicate touch for Janicsek, and she moves ahead 10-9.
Well, the noise from the crowd erupting there and flying over this arena like a vicious wave. The partisan crowd here, make no doubt about it, they want Janicsek to win this. Makes the matter a little bit more difficult for Greco, but Janicsek seems to be finding that little bit of extra when it really matters. Just 2 points away from the win now.
Still hasn't won her service set of 4 in the match so far. She's 2-1 up in this 4. Can't find the first set again. Greco loses this, it's pretty desperate. She'll be 2 match points down. The American under pressure now. First touch wasn't great. Header is pretty regulation. Janicsek in for the kill. Again leaves it short. Again Greco is out of position and deep. She just keeps on doing it. Harvester over the net. Greco can't reach it. 2 match points Hungary.
Janicsek representing the Phoenix Teqball Academy. Caroline Greco wearing the colours of California Storm. 11-9, it's match points.
For the first time in the match, Janicsek takes the majority of points on her serve. Greco cannot afford a slip. She can get it to 11-all. We have at least 2 more points, but it's a big if right now. Serves have not been dominant, and now a second serve for Janicsek, the 26-year-old.
Second service.
Lost the last 2 finals. Beat the #1 seed, Anna Izak, in the semi-finals. Janicsek in for the match, and another one! She's done it again! She wins the match! The queen of the Teqball table! What a comeback from Janicsek! You milk that applause, you deserve it. It's one of the most special comebacks we can remember. In front of her home crowd, she will embrace Lea Bashash, and gold medals for Hungary for Janicsek.
Well, the Queen of Budapest addresses her crowd high up on the table, and I'm going to remind you again of that crucial moment in the second set when the referee rightly overturned the points, handing it to Janicsek. She would have been 10-5 down. Instead, it was 9-6. She pulled it back to 9-all, somehow dug deep, levelled the match, and in that final deciding set was just terrific. Incredible performance by Janicsek in front of her home crowd, and this is Teqball in an absolute nutshell. Passionate crowd, passionate players, and that was a really, really special final.
Yeah, the winning point again there, and only the 3rd ever singles defeat that Caroline Greco has seen in her career in singles. Well, absolutely magnificent scenes here. I bet you're enjoying this. Hopefully you're a new viewer and a new fan of Teqball, because anyone viewing this has to be a fan by now. And remember, we'll be at the European Games in Krakow in next summer 2023 in Poland. Still to come, 4 more finals and the appearance of Ronaldinho coming up in a special gala match. First though, let's have a look at the match statistics, as you can see on your screen now. Then we'll have a few highlights and we'll be back with the second of today's 5 finals live from Budapest.